Today in crypto, could Bitcoin get to $1 million by 2025? Well, one investor thinks so, and he may just be right. You see, what is now a trickle of institutional money coming into the market is about to turn into a flood of institutional money coming into the market. So much so that miners are going to be completely unable to keep up with demand. In fact, they're already not able to keep up with demand. In fact, a big supply shock may be looming for Bitcoin. I've also got some news for you on Ethereum and Cardano and Polka Dot, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video for all that fun stuff too. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wide land of crypto. So what the heck is up with Bitcoin today? Well, the price is looking strong, nice, but you know what? We're not actually looking at any charts today because I have some super bullish news that I want to share with you about Bitcoin, and it's about Grayscale. So Grayscale Investments announced its best ever quarterly report with a record-breaking $1.05 billion flowing into its cryptocurrency investment products. That is just unreal, man. Now, about 72% of that was specifically into their Bitcoin trust. Ethereum was a strong but distant second. Now, this was the third consecutive record-breaking quarter for Grayscale, so just a massive increase in interest this year. The majority of Grayscale's customers, institutional players. 80% are institutional players. The majority of those, hedge funds. There is no clear signal that institutional players want cryptocurrency. They're currently buying just crazy amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum via Grayscale. While we make a lot of noise about Square buying $50 million of Bitcoin, that was cool. There are all sorts of funds and companies getting exposure to Bitcoin and to Ethereum right now via Grayscale's investment trusts. I predict that Grayscale is probably about to have another record quarter, so watch out. Also, check out this chart here. It shows the equivalent of how much of the newly mined Bitcoin in quarter 3 that Grayscale bought up. So in quarter 3, it shows here that they bought the equivalent of 77% of all of the newly mined Bitcoin. Just Grayscale and their customers, of course. When we account for MicroStrategy, and of course we can throw Square and their 50 million bucks in there too, together these three companies bought more Bitcoin than miners produced in the third quarter of this year. Just these three organizations are buying more Bitcoin than is being created. So around 81,000 Bitcoin approximately was mined in Q3. These three organizations bought about 110,000 Bitcoin between them. A little bit of room for error on those numbers, but it's totally insane. It's so big. It's really happening, guys. Just yes, it's so exciting. 2020, what a great time to be an investor in this asset class. It's all coming together. Finally, it's happening. That leads me on to the next story. Famous investor Raoul Pal is saying that Bitcoin could hit $1 million by 2025. He said that he sees a wave of institutional funds pouring an enormous wall of money into Bitcoin. It's a bold call, Raoul. So, is $1 million Bitcoin by 2025 possible? Yes, of course it's possible. Is it the most likely outcome? Yeah, I'm not so sure. Let's just, try and get to $100,000 before we get too much hopium in here. But when you consider a few simple facts, the case for the $1 million Bitcoin is not actually so crazy. Is it going to happen in 2025? Well, who knows? I'm a bit skeptical of the timeline. Maybe 2028, 2032, something like that. But it is going to happen. Now, let's think about this here. I just told you that in Q3 of this year, only 3 organizations bought more Bitcoin than was produced. That's wild. Super bullish. 63.3% of all Bitcoin has not been moved in over a year. Those guys aren't selling for 10K. They might sell for 100K or $250,000, but they're not selling here. 4 million Bitcoin have been lost under the waves of time forever. Goodbye, Bitcoin. Less than 2.5 million Bitcoin remain to be mined, bullish, and there is only around 2.5 million Bitcoin currently on all the exchanges right now. Post-halving scarcity, it's already starting to kick in. It's happening right now. There is a big supply shock coming for Bitcoin. And when that happens, we are going to see the price of Bitcoin move a lot faster than anyone might anticipate. The amount of Bitcoin available to buy, it is dropping as the buyers are outstripping the emission, and demand is rising across the board, especially from the big money players. They want the Bitcoin. They're coming for it. The evidence is all here. A big thank you to Crypto.com for sponsoring today's episode. So Crypto.com has actually massively lowered their staking rates, which that's not super awesome for CRO holders. Now, after a bit of community uproar, the rates were put at a higher level than was initially proposed. So you can still get 10% APY on a 6-month stake for your CRO token. So, it's still pretty gosh darn good. But I've kind of always maintained with the MCO token before and the CRO token now that the high rates offered for staking, they would not last. So I hope everyone did enjoy them while they did last. These are early promotional offers to get you to use the product, right? And also the second idea is that the CRO token, for me, it's always had one purpose, as a utility token for using my card, not as a speculation. But I know there are a lot of token speculators out there, and if that is you, then you're probably not very happy about this big cut in the staking rewards, especially with so little notice that was going to happen. That being said, the CRO token is actually down in price after this news, so anyone who is keen to grab themselves a crypto debit card, well, you can actually get a ruby red card now for only around $140. Of course, the jade green at $1,400. Now, the ruby red is going to give you 2% cash back on every purchase, plus free Spotify. Jade green, you get airport lounge access, 3% cash back, free Netflix as well. And of course, until the end of October, you will get a $50 bonus in free crypto when reserving a ruby red tier card or higher. So if you are been thinking about one of these cards, definitely this is the time to score yourself one of these debit cards before the rewards are lowered for a sign-up bonus. So link down below if you do want to grab yourselves one of these cards. Okay, now let's get into some crypto news. Litecoin is preparing to work with Cardano on a Velvet fork. Now that fork will add several features, including cross-chain fund settlement, smart contracts, and improved scalability. Now, it is not yet completely certain that Litecoin is indeed going to go ahead with these plans, but it's certainly being talked about right now. And if they do, man, that'd be a cool collaboration, seeing Cardano and Litecoin come together. I know, of course, the Litecoin community is huge and very passionate, and obviously Cardano is going to be super crazy, especially going into 2021 after smart contracts are rolled out potentially later this year. So definitely something interesting to watch out for. Interesting collab, of course. Next in the news for you, at long last, staking has gone live on Zilliqa. So you can now stake directly on the network without needing a third party like BINANCE. Stakers are going to earn rewards paid out, of course, in Zilliqa as well as GZIL, which is the governance token for the Zilliqa network. Now, at the time the story broke, there has been around a billion Zilliqa which has been staked in the network. So that's a great step forward for Zilliqa to see their network really starting to open up. Next up, I have a few ways for you to earn some free tokens. So the first is about persistence, an enterprise NFT play coming to the Cosmos ecosystem soon. Now, I've mentioned it a few times here on the channel, and I am bullish on the idea of NFTs and enterprise coming together. Now, Persistence is doing a stake drop, so stakers on popular networks like Cosmos, Polka Dot, Kava, Tezos, and Matic, you're going to be actually able to earn XPRT tokens. So, go and check out the details for that on their site to find out how exactly you'll be eligible for that. But it's such a cool way to get some tokens in preparation for the public sale coming for Persistence. And also for all Mantra DAO holders, they have 2 airdrops going on right now. So by staking your tokens on their staking platform, you can receive quick swap tokens and Bondly tokens. Also, they have recently opened up staking for Rio DeFi. So if you are a Rio DeFi holder like myself, then make sure you get your stake on, get your tokens over there, get them staking, make sure to get involved and get your passive income. Lots of ways to make, free money in crypto, but you have to watch out for the opportunities when they come up. Next up, some Polka Dot news for you. I guess more Polka Dot news. Mantra DAO's Polka Dot. Today, more Polka Dot news for you. Polka Dot has just announced that its cross-chain bridge to Bitcoin will go live in the first quarter of 2021. So the Bitcoin Polka Dot bridge won't have any central authority and will be run by a decentralized network. Super awesome. Super excited to see Bitcoin being made a priority in Polka Dot. It's just another reason to be excited about the Polka Dot ecosystem, and it is just a crazy ecosystem. It's going to be a DeFi powerhouse. Look at everything that's being built around Polka Dot right now. Don't ignore it, guys. Polka Dot, I'm telling you, 2021 is going to be a big year for it. And the final news for today is about Ethereum. So listen to this short clip from the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or the CFTC.
Just basically say how impressed I am with Ethereum, full stop, period. And that when I think about this as a regulator, I think of it almost analogized to email versus the internet. If Bitcoin is email, a one-trick pony, so to speak, but obviously revolutionary, Ethereum goes far beyond that. It's more like the internet.
Wow, that's just like insanely bullish to hear a top regulator talking about Ethereum like that. He makes an interesting point too. Bitcoin is kind of like the email, and Ethereum is kind of going to be like the internet in this analogy. It's, a good analogy, interesting analogy anyway, but in the sense that Bitcoin is kind of a one-trick pony, he's kind of right. Bitcoin is revolutionary. It's digital gold, but that's kind of where the buck stops. Digital gold's awesome. I love digital gold. It's fantastic, but it lacks all of the exciting functionality that Ethereum has with no NFTs and DeFi and all that stuff. Ethereum's got that locked down. That doesn't mean Bitcoin's bad. Bitcoin's absolutely awesome. But Ethereum can just do more. It has more functionality. So pretty cool to hear somebody at such a high level talking about that. So your question for today, do you agree with the CFTC chairman that Bitcoin is the email to Ethereum's internet? Or do you think it's a bad analogy? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.